SuperTalk Mississippi media production.
You're listening to Sports Talk Mississippi On Demand, presented by Pearl River Resort. Escape to Choctaw, Mississippi and enjoy world-class gaming, the Dancing Rabbit Golf Club, and Geyser Falls Water Park. Escape to Pearl River Resort.
Sports Talk Mississippi is on the air. Sports Talk Mississippi is powered by C-Spire. Power your home or business with C-Spire Fiber. To learn more, visit supertalk.fm/C-Spire. C-Spire Fiber powers SuperTalk Mississippi. To the junction, in the Grove, and to the top. This is Sports Talk Mississippi. On your radio and in the game, right here on Super Talk Mississippi.
Madness on day 2 of March Madness. Welcome into Sports Talk Mississippi. One of the most exciting 30 seconds or so of basketball in a while happened earlier today. Kentucky survives a scare from Santa Clara. Quite frankly, Kentucky should have lost. Santa Clara's coach was trying to call timeout. Did not get that timeout. Kentucky banks in a tying 3 at the buzzer. You'll hear the audio of that in just a second. Also, maybe some madness brewing. Alabama, with their second leading scorer, facing a near felony charge, is struggling with Hofstra early. We got a bunch of results from last night to get to as well. Madness is in the name, and madness is what it's been on the court. Also, Ole Miss made a statement last night at Swayze Field. A really impressive win from the Rebels. Hunter Elliott was excellent. Braden Randall, really good night last night at the plate and in the field. They're going to need more of that if they're going to play their way back into the hosting conversation. We'll talk about that. I've got a question for Haydad in the College Football Fix. We're going to preview Mississippi State Vanderbilt in the same way we did yesterday with Brad Henderson, with Jay Powell. That's coming up here in about 30 minutes from right now. So, fun night of sports, fun day of sports, and a fun show coming your way.
Absolutely should be. We'll see if we can deliver on the promise of today. Very philosophical.
Nailed it.
We are here in the Pearl River Resort studios. If your philosophy is having fun, Pearl River Resort can be your Aristotle. That's right. You just need to make a reservation now. Great dining, great entertainment, great gaming, great relaxation, great championship-level golf. It's all right there for you at Pearl River Resort, pearlriverresort.com. C-Spire text line open to you at 601-879-4395. Ready for your winning strategy? Here it is. Join C-Spire. All the technology and support you need to succeed at home, at work, and everywhere else. Visit cspire.com today. C-Spire, inspired by... Let's see, it's 3:09. If I can hold this until 5, we don't have to actually talk. You
nailed it.
Okay, I didn't think you'd go for a 3-hour hold on that one.
13 seconds left. Kentucky with the basketball down 2 to Santa Clara. And boy, what an ending this was. Here's what it sounded like.
Chandler gets it to Oway to spin, elevates, lays it in, and we're tied. Spirinetto sit on it to Santa Clara. This is Gabalugov. Graves elevates. Buries it. 2.4 away. Oh, my goodness. Otega Oway has just etched his name in the March Madness lore.
Absolute chills on that. So if you couldn't interpret what they were saying, what happened? Kentucky again down 2, 13 seconds left. Oway with a little spin move, lays it in, ties the game. Santa Clara takes it down the court, couple of passes, bangs in a 3. 2.4 seconds left. The inbound pass goes to Oway, just gets across midcourt. Bang! Banks in the tying 3, sends it to overtime, and Kentucky dominated in overtime and moves on barely escaping. Is it the Broncos of Santa Clara? I think that's what it is.
They are the Broncos. That is correct.
Barely surviving Santa Clara, but there is the alternate angle. Santa Clara's coach, forgive me, coach, I don't remember your name. He is running down the sideline, trying to call timeout. Timeout, 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 timeout.
It's Herb Sendek, isn't it? Former Arizona State head coach?
I'll take your word for it. He is begging for that timeout. I mean, he is, give me that timeout. And he does not get it. Shot goes up. Shot goes in. Kentucky wins in overtime. I think if he gets that timeout, they win, because what Santa Clara would have done is foul.
He's going to tell him, you've got to foul him immediately. And also but that's also a coaching thing. Like, guys, you got to know to foul there. You got to know to foul, but it is what it is. Kentucky advances. I had Santa Clara in my bracket, so that's a tough pill.
You almost got it, though.
I was feeling good for a second there.
Almost got it. Mark Pope better be glad he got that one.
Yeah, he might be out the door. He literally might. I don't know what his buyout is, but what do I always say? If they want you fired bad enough, they'll find the money. They would have found the money if he had lost that game. They still may. If he doesn't get to the Sweet 16.
I had a take ready to fire. Oh, I was so ready for it watching this game that the most expensive player got bounced in the first round at BYU.
Yeah.
And the most expensive roster got bounced in the first round, and that was Kentucky. I was so ready to fire that off. And then Santa Clara didn't foul up 3 with 2 seconds left. Foul up 3 with 2 seconds left.
You've just got to do it. That's just that needs to be as if you're down 2, don't take a 3. It needs to be that ingrained into people's brain. If you're up 3, you have to foul.
And I get, it was an improbable shot. Oweh banked it in, and he was not trying to bank it in. I mean, I understand the odds, but still, don't even let him get the shot off to tie you. Yeah. Don't even let him get it off.
Yeah.
And they did. So, madness is exactly what we've gotten so far. It's been awesome. So, quick recap. Yesterday, Siena took Duke all the way down to the wire. I mean, really good game. They ended up losing, but that was fascinating as all get out. In the nightcap games we didn't mention, Houston took care of business over Idaho. Howard had Michigan on the ropes for a while, but Michigan ended up winning by 21. The score does not reflect how close that game was. Michigan State took care of North Dakota State. Illinois beat Penn 105-70. And at the end of the game, Penn's band was chanting, what was it? That's all right. That's okay. We're going to be your boss someday.
That's good stuff. I mean, Illinois is a good school, but Penn is in the Ivy League.
Kennesaw State could not get it done, but had Gonzaga on the ropes for a little while as well. High Point beat Wisconsin. That was earlier in the day.
Big upset there.
VCU came all the way back down from 19 in the second half, tied it up, took North Carolina to overtime, and they beat the Tar Heels. Hubert Davis, bizarre post-game press conference. Truly bizarre. There might be a push to make a change from him.
That's another one where I won't be surprised if he's pushed out. He just hasn't done enough at North. Hasn't won a national title. Played for one, I believe, but didn't win it. And
since then has not been.
You're North Carolina. I mean, look, Hubert Davis may have the greatest moment in North Carolina history on his resume, knocking Coach K out at his final home game and from his final NCAA tournament. That's really tough. I think the average North Carolina fan would take that over some national titles, but you do have to do more. And, yeah, he really hasn't.
So we will see what happens there. But that a fun little upset there, especially from a brand perspective. Texas A&M took care of business over St. Mary's last night. That was a 10-7 upset. Although, Big Cat from Barstool is right. Stop falling for St. Mary's. Don't fall for it. Just if you see St. Mary's a higher-seeded team against a power conference team, go ahead and pick against them. Just don't fall for St. Mary's anymore. They're never going to get it done. Texas A&M moving on. And, hey, Georgia.
Woo! Look, Ole Miss fans, you can get mad if you want. I don't care. But I think the NCAA needed a litmus test that if you lost to Ole Miss twice in the season, you don't belong in the NCAA tournament. Georgia did not belong in that tournament, and they got hammered. I had that one, though, thankfully. That's where our guy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, right? Isn't that where he plays in St. Louis? He's a Billiken.
He is a Billiken. So that's 2 back-to-back years for Georgia making the tournament and losing their first game by more than 20.
That's rough.
Yeah,
Mike White is just the most mid coach ever. Took over for Donovan at Florida, never got them back close to what he had them there. Went to Georgia, was about to get fired at Florida, and then Georgia offered him a parachute. And he does enough, but he's just mid.
He is. You know what he is? Some people aren't going to like this take.
What?
He's a chicken sandwich from Chick-fil-A. It's not going to blow you away. He'll never blow you away.
Uh-huh.
But you're going to get something that is fine. It's fine. And you know what it's going to be every time you go. That's a Mike White coach basketball team. You know every year they're going to be competitive. They're going to be good. Make the tournament. And that's it. You know what I mean? That's what Mike White's teams are. You know it. They're very consistent. You know what they're going to get. And you will never rank it the best sandwich you've ever had.
I can live with that description.
And I'm a Chick-fil-A loyalist. Don't get me wrong here. But it's because of the consistency, not because it knocks your socks off.
Yeah.
Well, look at the scores from today. Again, you got something brewing here. Alabama on the ropes. We'll tell you about that. We'll start talking baseball and more with you on this Friday. Going to have fun on this beautiful Friday. Glad you guys are with us. We'll be back in just a bit.
From the venerable...
Take the friggin' wax out of your ears. Did you hear me?
This is Sports Talk. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Woo! I say, sports fans.
Now, here's more on SuperTalk Mississippi.
Quickly catching up with the other results from today. Wright State gave Virginia a scare. A lot of these games, the score doesn't reflect how close it was until late. Virginia wins by 9, 82-73.
Wright State led for a good portion of that game.
They had a 1-point lead with 6 minutes to go, did Wright State. And I think Virginia went on a little mini run and just held them off after that. Same thing with Akron, Texas Tech. Akron... What was it? They were down 4 with about 8 minutes to go in the game, and then they lose by 20.
Yeah.
91-71 the score there. Mentioned Kentucky, Santa Clara. Arizona beat up on the Sharks from Long Island, 92-58. There was a cool moment in that game, though. He was just a sophomore. I don't know his story beyond it was only the second game that he had played in this season. Mm-hmm. There's inside of a minute left. They're getting beat badly. And he banks in a 3. Again, not a student manager or anything. I mean, he's on the team, but again, only the second game. Banks in a 3, bench is going nuts. Kid looks up to the sky, and he's crying.
Oh, that's nice.
It was awesome. And he's trying to play defense. He's got tears coming out of his eyes because he just hit a shot in the NCAA tournament. Really cool stuff there in that game. Going on right now, you got 3 of them. Tennessee State and Iowa State. Iowa State's up big at the half, but their leading scorer
got hurt, yeah.
Rolled his ankle early in the game and had to get carried off the court.
That does not bode well for the next round. They should be fine in this one, but
Utah State and Villanova early. Utah State leading 8-6, and then Alabama. It's halftime, and they lead the Hofstra Pride. State fans, you know that now from a baseball series earlier this year by 2. 2-point game at the half.
And they've been trailing most of the first half, so we'll see how that goes.
Uh-oh.
It could be.
We'll see. Last night in Oxford, I used the phrase to start the show, and I think I'm going to stick with this phrase. Ole Miss made a statement last night with a 5-0 win over Kentucky. Hunter Elliott was the best he's been all season long. He was sharp as he was vintage Hunter Elliott last night. 6 1/3. He was really efficient as well. 94 pitches. Walked the last batter he faced. I think that they wanted to try to see if he'll get through the 7th, but once he got into the 90s pitch-wise, he lost a little bit of his command, but he was awesome last night. 6 strikeouts, obviously no runs, scattered 4 hits in his 6 1/3. That was the Hunter Elliott that we've been kind of waiting to see all season. That was him.
That is best start of the season.
Best start of the season by far.
Yeah.
He was much more efficient in command, and it was just awesome. And that's a good Kentucky team that he completely shut down.
Well, Ole Miss
last night
just dominated the game. I mean, Kentucky was never really in it. They controlled the game. And the two of the things that we've talked about at length on this show, defensively, clean, and Hunter Elliott has had the problem of getting off to slow starts. Right, he'll be fine in the second, third, fourth inning.
Yeah.
That first inning has been a trouble for him. Not last night. And if that's what you're going to get every Friday, then Ole Miss is going to be very tough to beat on Fridays. And now they're 2-0 on Fridays in SEC play.
Absolutely.
Kentucky's a good team. We'll see if they can bounce back. But right now, Ole Miss looks like they're in prime position to win this series, even without Townsend likely not starting this game tonight.
Yeah, he's not going to go tonight. They put out their lineup. We'll get to that here in a little bit. Rabe was excellent. Now, he's a guy that I thought that they would go ahead and start today. And you saw why a lot of people thought that last night. 2 2/3 did walk one, but struck out 5. And his stuff is just electric. And still has sometimes he loses his command a little bit, but I mean, he's a college pitcher and, he's still got a lot of development to do. But the stuff is absolutely electric, and he showed that last night. Tristan Becerra is just on an absolute tear right now for Ole Miss. I tweeted last night. He made some great plays in the field, too, actually. But if he keeps this up, Dabo's going to call another press conference. 2 home runs last night for Becerra, 3 RBI off of those 2 home runs. Federico had a pair of hits. He's seeing the ball much better, and moving him back into the leadoff spot was a good call. He got a solo home run from Furness as well. But you said it. 2 of the things that have been holding this team down, and they still had 2 errors last night.
Right.
One of them was the pitcher. But 2 of the things that we've been talking about that have been holding this team back from their ceiling was they were a bad defensive team, and the bottom of the lineup was giving them nothing. Now, it's one game, but Randall's been better at short anyway as of late. He made a couple of plays
I saw one
last night.
I tuned in for just like an inning or so, and I saw one of those plays. I was like, that's a great play. He threw it all almost going away from the bag and got it there. I thought that pickoff by Hunter Elliott was really big, too.
That pickoff moves nuts, isn't it?
It really is something to watch. Like, that is, if you were a coach.
It's so close.
If you're a coach, that's the video you're showing your left-handers. Like, this is what you've got to be able to do. And I thought that was because, they get it. They get a runner on. It's 2-0. And he gets that runner out. And then the next thing you know, because the next guy gets a base hit. It could have been 2 on with 1 out. And that was a big play for him. So, yeah, if you're an Ole Miss fan, this was a great Friday or Thursday night, I guess, in this situation.
By the way, I
guess I'm wrong. They're technically not 2-0 on Fridays. They're 2-0 in game 1 of the series.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
By the way, Hunter Elliott did not walk his last batter. He walked a guy, and then there was a deep fly out, and then they went ahead and pulled him. But yeah, that's the first thing. What was defense, especially Randall was sharp last night. Really, really good. And also the bottom of the order not being productive. Foley had a hit. It was a double. Randall had 2. One of them was a triple and an RBI. It's those 2 things that if they keep this up, and again, it's one game. You don't want to overreact to one game. But if they keep this up, if Randall and Utermark on the left side of the infield are going to play defensively like they have lately, that's a great thing. And if you're going to get production, again, they don't need to hit 350. But if the bottom of your lineup is going to stop being guaranteed outs like they were not last night, you are raising the floor of your team. So that was...
I always say that. Like, I feel like people sometimes in college baseball, like, not everybody's going to hit 330, right? But your bottom of your order, if they're hitting 250, 260, 270, that's fine.
Yeah.
That's absolutely fine. If 7, 8, 9 are 275, 268, 253, that's fine. Absolutely okay.
And so that was really encouraging for Ole Miss last night. Kentucky's dugout antics. Mm-hmm. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I mean, in the 9th inning, they're down 5-0, and they're still like slapping each other's butts and like doing those weird yells, and it's.
It's just that's just their identity. It's just what they do.
It's Little League is what it is.
It's really weird. I'm not a big fan of it, but I guess when you got to look at it like this. You're Kentucky baseball, right? I'm pulling a Hubie Brown here. Like, you're Kentucky baseball. You've never won anything in baseball. Now you got a coach. He takes you to Omaha. This is what he wants his team to do. You're going to accept it, right? So that's kind of what it is. Like, Mingione wins a lot more than he loses, so you just kind of live with it. It's one of those things, and a lot of schools have something like this or a player like this that if he's on your team or if your team does it, it's cool. If literally anybody else did it or if he played for any other team, you hate them.
Yeah.
That's what this is. Like, if Ole Miss was doing this,
I'd still hate it.
You'd still hate it, but you'd find a way to just be like, it's not that bad.
I would ignore it.
You would ignore it.
I would ignore it.
And if I attacked
I would hate it.
If I attacked it, you would be like, it's just college kids. They're having fun.
No, I didn't with the fake injuries. I did not with the fake injuries. I never liked it.
Let me fall out of this chair again.
I never liked it.
Yeah.
I wasn't the one that defended the fake injuries here,
right.
okay?
So I'm just saying, but like when it's the other team, yeah. I mean, it's the same thing with Tennessee and the props and everything that they would do, and it's just annoying.
It is. So again, statement by Ole Miss last night. Really impressive win. Now go make it count, though.
You got to win the
go
series.
Make it count.
You can't give away that kind of game. You won a game like that. You played that well. Don't make mistakes and drop these next two. Win the series and go from there.
And here's how they'll line up. Hudson Calhoun, that's really the story. He's going to pitch the lineup basically the same. Federico Becerra, Udemark, Furness, Reuter, Decker, Golden going to play left. That's a pitching matchup deal. Foley and Randall with Calhoun on the mound. Obviously, he's been like the main reliever for Ole Miss. 5 appearances on the season, a 1.16 whip. So his whip's really good, a 3.8 ERA. On 16 innings pitched, has struck out 26 batters to just 6 walks, a batting average against of 224. So he's been really good so far this season. He's going to get the start coming up here in just a little while for Ole Miss. He was definitely one of the options we talked about with Brad yesterday. I thought it was going to be Rabe, but Rabe, Calhoun, either one is a fine choice. And we'll see if he can, quote-unquote, handle the starting role. But again, huge opportunity these next 2 games for Ole Miss to get right back on track. And like you said, can't waste that opportunity. You played too well last night. Too many good things happened for that to go to waste here. So we'll see if they can pull it off. We'll start talking Mississippi State Vanderbilt with Jay Powell when we come back. Sports Talk Mississippi, don't go anywhere.
From the Seabrook.com, Sports Talk Mississippi.
Are you ready?
On the SuperTalk app, SuperTalk.fm, and always on your local SuperTalk Mississippi station.
Sports Talk Mississippi back here with you on a Friday afternoon. Let's go to the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. Jay Powell joins us, former Diamond Dog, and, of course, color commentary for the Mississippi State baseball radio team. And, Jay, I'm going to ask you a question that I asked Coach O'Connor on Monday. If you look at State's losses this year, I can almost, in every one of them, point to something that State did or did not do, and that's why they lost the game more than anything that their opponents even did. Is that frustrating or is that encouraging because you feel like you can correct your mistakes?
Well, as a coach, to me, I like that. To me, that's encouraging because you see things over the course of a game that caused you to lose the game. It wasn't because you were overmatched. It wasn't because you were a lesser team. But you basically, I don't want to say you gave the game away, but, hey, we correct this, we win the game. And so from a coaching standpoint, obviously I would rather have it like that than the other way around.
This looks like a series this weekend that Jay Powell wouldn't be too happy about because I think we're going to see a lot of runs this weekend. These are 2 really good hitting teams. These are 2 teams that if you said what's their question mark, I might point to their bullpens. And this is a stadium that has somehow become a hitter's park. Are you expecting a lot of offense this weekend in Starkville?
Well, I hope only on one side. Yeah, I mean, but you're right. I mean, they're both very good offensive teams. I mean, Vanderbilt's putting up some big numbers, and I'm sure they're going to have some arms. They always do. But normally, we've gotten used to seeing Jack Leiter and Kumar Rocker and some of these guys coming out of that rotation at Vanderbilt, and so far it doesn't seem like that's the case with them. What I'm really interested to see, though, and this series should set up for this, is we should have a distinct advantage, I think, on our starters on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Mm-hmm. And I always say, and you saw a little bit of it in Arkansas, good pitching a lot of times beats good hitting. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited to watch the matchup tonight and Saturday and Sunday with our three starters versus their offense. To me, that gives us a distinct advantage in this series.
State's three starters, McPherson, Valinkas, and Stone. What's something you like about each of them?
Well, first of all, their stuff really good. You're looking at possibly 2 first-rounders, and Duke, I think, could easily be a first- or second-rounder next year. You got 3 guys that have tremendous stuff. And I think, as you saw it with Tomas last week, we've seen it with Ryan some. And really, you look at Duke's outing last weekend. I mean, we make a play there and block a ball. He's got a 3-0 lead after 5 innings. And so, it could have very well changed the whole complexity of that series. But all 3, to me, give you a great chance to win the game every time they go out there. And especially with Ryan and Tomas, they give you a chance to not just win it, but they can go out there and really dominate a lineup. And I really think they're going to throw well this weekend.
I look at State's bullpen, and I don't think it's a weakness. I don't think it's a problem, but I do want to see a little bit more consistency. How long do you think? When do you think that you can start to see this bullpen maybe sort of settle into some more roles? I don't know who the closer is right now. I don't know who the long relief guy is right this second. Is that coming, or is it just going to be kind of play it by ear all year long?
I think just from an outsider looking in and talking to a little bit of these coaches, I think they would prefer somebody kind of take that role of a closer and, kind of take it and run with it. I think you hit the nail on the head, though. It's not a weakness. It's just inconsistent. Because I really think the pieces are there. The one thing about the whole pen, honestly, that worries me a little bit is when Kurt got hurt, it really just kind of leaves Dane Burns as that kind of lefty matchup guy. That worries me a little bit, just because you're going to need somebody else that can come in and get a couple lefties out throughout the end of a ball game. And you've got some guys down there that can do it. Maddox Miller's been, I think, good. I know his numbers have gotten a little inflated, but he's really a fastball changeup guy. And to be that left-handed guy, you need a really good breaking ball. But no, I think you're right. I don't think the bullpen's a weakness, but I think it's been a very inconsistent group. But to me, the stuff's there, the talent's there, the pieces are there. They just got to do it a little bit more consistent than they've been doing it.
Who's the guy that stands out to you in that bullpen? You could say, hey, he has the right mentality to be the closer for this team.
To me, Ben Davis is that guy. And I think Ben's going to get better as the season goes on. And every time I talk about him, I always talk about last year, Ben had that just big curveball that was really good when it was on, but it was inconsistent because it was so big. And Justin's kind of changed it into a tighter slider, and that gives him something that he can throw more often in the strike zone. Now, when it gets a little flat, it gets hit a little bit, but it gives him a secondary pitch that's a little more consistent, and he's still got that breaking ball. But to me, his stuff, the kid's throwing 97-mile-per-hour sinkers. He's got the stuff to be a back end of the guy. I think he's got the right temperament. I think he's got the right mindset. It's just, he's got to do the job a little more consistent than what he's done.
One of the big talking points this week on message boards and on social media, on this show even, it has been the lineup and where Bryce Chance sits. You know, I think he's been really good there at the bottom of the lineup. He hitting ninth was a big reason State got that win on Saturday against Arkansas. Coach O'Connor moved him up to second for the midweek game and then said, I just wanted to experiment. We might move him back. I don't know. As from a coaching perspective, how would you handle that? Do you like him down there at the bottom of the order, kind of setting the table for Teal and Reese, or would you want to get him more at bats and make him bat second or third?
If you have a line, this is the way I look at it. If you have a lineup that's just average, look, let's just put. It reminds me of the year that we had Jake Mangum hitting 1 and Brent Rooker hitting 2.
Mm-hmm.
If you have a lineup that's just average, it's not great. Get the best guys at the top of the lineup so they're going to hit the most times in the game. Forget about third, 3-hole, whatever. That ain't the way this lineup is. I mean, this lineup is pretty good and it's pretty deep. So, to me, Bryce hitting ninth, I actually kind of like it a little bit because it's going to turn the lineup over more often than not. And so many times you look up, and I don't know why it's this way, and I'm sure there's a number that's going to argue with me. So many times you look up at a course for game, you got second and third with 2 outs, and your 9-hole hitters up. And it just seems like it works out that way that, okay, we got to go after him because the leadoff guy's on deck or whatever. But I like him in the 9-hole. I really do. I think he gets a lot of fastballs. I think he's a good fastball hitter. And I just think he can, and it's not a slight on him. I mean, he's earned the right to move up the lineup, but it's just that lineup and the depth, I think it's a luxury to have him down there. But if we show up today and he's hitting 2-hole or leading off, I mean, you can make a good argument for that, too.
You and I are old guys, Jay. I'm not worried about all those advanced numbers. I just watch the games, and I'll just tell you what happens, and we'll figure it out from there.
I can't understand them half the time anyway.
There's too many words, too many numbers. That's not what baseball's supposed to be about. When you look at this series this weekend, we've been trying to hit this home all weekend. Like in baseball, don't lose your home series. Don't get swept on the road. Find a way to win one road series or sweep one home series, and you're probably hosting. Yep. It's just about bouncing back this weekend. Do you see that happening for Mississippi State? Do you like what they've got coming into this series?
I do, and I got a good feeling about it because I just like our starting pitching matchups. Now, if it gets in a dogfight, and I don't think either, I think honestly our bullpen's probably a little better than theirs, but if we can pitch it the way that I think our starters are capable of pitching, I think we're going to be in good shape. The thing we can't do is, go out there and give up a big crooked number in the first or second inning and, now you're playing catch up the whole time. I really feel like our offense is going to be ready to go. And I like our matchup with our starting pitching. I really do. But I've been wrong before, but I think it sets up pretty good for us.
I mean, if we were right all the time, Jay, we would live in Las Vegas in some penthouse up there on the Strip. We wouldn't have these jobs that we have. Jay Powell,
no doubt.
World Series champion is what it says right there on the if you're watching on SuperTalk TV, and of course former Diamond Dog. Thanks for joining me, Jay. We'll talk to you again.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.
Jay joins us on the Farm Bureau guest line. Check out favorites.com and go with the home team. Jay likes the starting pitching matchup, and I got to agree with him on that. State starting pitching, McPherson, Valinkas, and Stone. Vandy has had some bad injuries to their pitching staff. They're trying to piece it together. And if you listen to my interview with Aria Gerson that we had on Thunder and Lightning, she'll tell you that she didn't trust that Vanderbilt bullpen any further than she could throw them. Said if they had a 6 or 7 run lead, she would still not feel confident.
What run lead?
Stop. 8 or 9 run lead.
I don't think that's what you said.
I said 8 or 9. Yeah, absolutely.
How much of a run lead did they?
A large, sizable lead.
Okay.
She would not feel confident about that.
I thought you said something else.
But State's bullpen's got to bounce back from the way they pitch, and State's just got to play cleaner baseball. And when State plays clean baseball, they win. When they don't play clean baseball, they lose. And that has been the case in all 4. They have 4 losses thus far this year. All right, we'll switch it over to Hattiesburg. Try another bounce-back series in the making for the Golden Eagles. We'll talk about them and the Troy Trojans when we come back. Sports Talk, Mississippi.
SuperTalk Mississippi.
Introducing to you
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Alabama, unfortunately, pulling away from Hofstra. It seems like the fun was fun for just a little while.
Not a lot of juice to this day. Yesterday was a better day.
You had the great ending with Kentucky and Santa Clara, but that's it.
That's all we've really got out of that. So, Sports Talk Mississippi here with you on a Friday afternoon down in Hattiesburg. Everybody trying to bounce back this weekend. Ole Miss got off to a good start. State starts today. So does Southern Miss. 6 o'clock first pitch at Pete Taylor Park as the Troy Trojans come in. Troy has not been Troy. Troy is a pretty good program, usually year in, year out. They're in the NCAA tournament discussion. Maybe they'll turn it around, but they're only 9-11 on the season. Started out Sun Belt play last week by winning the series with Old Dominion. Got 2 out of 3, so that's a good start for Sun Belt play for them, but only 9-11 overall. They did win in the midweek over Alabama State, so maybe putting something together. The big news in this series that we talked about a little bit, I think yesterday, is that Colby Allen, the usual Friday night starter for the Golden Eagles, is making a move into the bullpen. I can't wait to talk to Coach Ostrander on Monday about this, and obviously I want to see how it pans out for him. You think about a team that's number 12 in the country, has beaten some big teams this year. I mean, it's got, 2 wins over top 15 teams, has beaten Ole Miss, has beaten Alabama, took 3 on the road from Louisiana Tech. That's a program that we know is usually pretty good. You don't normally see big dramatic changes from a team that's having that kind of success.
Yeah.
So I'm interested in that move. You know, are they going to try to put in a situation where they can pitch to him, let him pitch twice in a weekend, and they feel like they can get more out of that, or are they just that worried about the back end of their bullpen? I have not considered pitching to be any kind of a problem at Southern Miss this year, so I'm not entirely sure what Coach Ostrander's thought process is there. Obviously, he knows better than me, but very surprising to see a team winning at the clip they are make that kind of change.
Yeah, especially with TBA tomorrow. Yeah. And by the way, TBA also going to pitch for Troy tomorrow, so he's
pitching for Vandy on Sunday too. So
he's also pitching for Troy on Sunday. Man.
He's a busy man.
He must throw underhand like softball because there's no way your elbow can.
He's got a really funky motion. We'll just say that.
Yeah, but they're going Harris. TBA English is Southern Miss. So interesting all around. Like you said, that is surprising to see it look like that. Not that it's bad. I mean, having TBA is not like the end of the world, but being the second week of conference play and that being what you have weekend rotation-wise in terms of what you're listing on paper in the game notes is fascinating.
We'll see what happens.
We will.
I'm USM. I assume they're playing at home where they've been really good this year. Have they dropped a game at home? I guess the first one of the year, right? They dropped that one to Santa Barbara, but other than that, they've been solid at home this year. I assume they'll win this series and just get right back into the mix. And I think we're going to find out. I could be wrong. I think we're going to find out as we go along in this season that Arkansas State's probably going to be a Sun Belt team that finds its way into the NCAA tournament. They're just playing pretty well, and those losses won't be killers by any stretch of the imagination. So, I mean, USM is still number 1 overall in RPI.
Yeah.
That's going to change at some point, but 2 or 3 wins this weekend over Troy will probably end up being pretty good wins.
Last night, LSU beat up on Oklahoma 7-1. The final score there. Only 4 Sooner hits and 3 errors for them as well. Rough night for
2 games in the state of Louisiana, 1 run for Oklahoma. Not great.
Ugh.
They got to figure that out quick.
Rest of the series this weekend, Missouri's at Tennessee. Georgia is at Texas A&M. Arkansas at South Carolina. Florida at Alabama. Texas at Auburn.
That's the big one. Number 2 at number 4. Auburn is a team that people have had some questions about a little bit. They've been good this year, but not great. But they did sweep Missouri last week. And they went up in the polls after sweeping Missouri. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, this is the real test, right? You're at home. You should win this series. Go do it.
Should be a really big one there as well. Auburn, by the way, 18 wins on the season so far. Again, on the season so far this year. That is 3 more wins than Hugh Freeze had in 3 years at Auburn.
You're just killing them. What do they do to you? Auburn
Existed.
number 2. Yeah, Auburn number 2 in the RPI. Ole Miss jumped up to number 4 after last night's win over Kentucky. Mississippi State at 15. And as I mentioned, Southern Miss, the number 1 RPI team in the nation. Tied for first in quad 1 wins. Yes, tied with Cincinnati of all teams, who are number 8 right now in RPI. That's a good program, though, at Cincinnati.
When we come back, we'll look at the scoreboard in the NCAA tournament. Also, Ole Miss women up by 30 right now, 3-0 over Gonzaga in their first-round game. And then also, I saved this for when we were clear of the guest and clear of the baseball that we needed to talk about because, again, Stateman went for Ole Miss last night, et cetera, et cetera. A legend of all time.
Of Earth.
Passed away today, and we need to give him his due for however long it takes us to give him his due. So we will do that as well after the news. Sports Talk Mississippi, so glad that you guys are with us. We will talk about a legend when we come back.
Please don't ever let me be. I only want to be by your side. Please don't ever let me be. I only want to be.
Your Host Talk Mississippi continues.
Sports Talk Mississippi back with you here on a Friday afternoon. Brian Haydad, Michael Borky, we're in the Pearl River Resort Studios. Borky, I think you said yesterday, are you mowing this weekend? Are we mowing?
So I cut real low right before the cold snap, but mowing season is about to return.
Oh, look at it outside right now. Your grass is soaking it up.
It's going
right
to pop
this second
here in just a little bit.
Well, last I checked, Borky doesn't have some massive, tract of land out there. But it doesn't matter if you're shopping at Ag Up. It doesn't matter how big a tract of land. It doesn't matter how many acres you own. They've got the mower for you, and you can get a brand new John Deere tractor right now for only $265 a month. That's the John Deere 3025E with loader, starting at only $265 per month during their 3 Series tractor blowout. They've got the 3025E, but they've got a lot of other 3 Series models that are available, and a lot of them they are priced to sell. We'll just say that, at or even below invoice. But there's only a limited number of tractors, and these prices aren't going to last forever. So there's 15 Ag Up locations here in the state of Mississippi. Chances are you live near one of them. Or you can check them out online at agup.com for all the details. But the time to mow, don't let the grass win. All right? Take care of it with some John Deere Green. What's up on Sports Talk Mississippi, brought to you by Ag Up. In the college football fix, we're going to talk a little spring football. Some things that maybe State, Ole Miss didn't hit on the wish list this time around. We'll continue to talk about baseball and basketball. But first, that's where the Rangers going to be.
Just a few days, 10 days after celebrating his 86th birthday, Chuck Norris, the legend Chuck Norris, the actor, the 6-time world champion martial artist, the Air Force veteran Chuck Norris passed away. I believe in Hawaii is where he was.
If you're going to go,
you got to go there.
That's the place to go.
There's so many ways to start talking about a guy like that.
Mm-hmm. They had to throw him in a volcano to make sure, because if we have a zombie apocalypse and Chuck Norris's zombie is out there, we can't have that. So he's straight into the volcano. Yes. We can't allow any remnant.
I'll just read through some Chuck Norris facts here coming up in a little bit, because those were he became lore when I was in middle school and high school.
That's when the Chuck Norris facts became a thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or if you shaved Chuck Norris's beard, there was just another beard under it.
He doesn't believe in Germany.
No. Chuck Norris doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down.
But, legend gets thrown around a lot. He is a true legend.
Yeah. We got some on the text line already. I heard he actually died 5 years ago, but death was afraid to tell him until just now. I also read that he didn't die. He just completed life.
Here, I'll do. You know what? Why not?
You going to do him?
Chuck Norris threw a grenade and killed 50 people before it exploded.
That's a good one. I haven't heard that one.
Chuck Norris doesn't cheat death. He just beats it fair and square.
Yes.
Giraffes were created when Chuck Norris uppercutted a horse. Chuck Norris got in a staring contest with the sun and won. Chuck Norris can kill 2 stones with 1 bird.
Now that's a good one. That's a funny one.
Chuck Norris can hear sign language.
Yeah.
There is no theory of evolution, just a list of creatures Chuck Norris allows to live. Chuck Norris can speak Braille.
Oh, God. All right, do a couple more, then I have a question.
Okay. Chuck Norris doesn't dial the wrong phone number. You picked up the wrong phone.
Last one. Here we go. Make it a winner.
Brett Favre can throw a football over 50 yards. Chuck Norris can throw Brett Favre even further. All right.
That's good. That's good. Now, it does beg a question, though. Who replaces him as the toughest guy alive? I'm going to give you 3 names.
All right.
Arnold Schwarzenegger.
He's getting up there in age.
Well, I mean, that's the thing, though. You know, it's got to be an older guy, right?
Yeah, it's a lure thing.
Yeah. Sylvester Stallone. Still kicking, still looks good, making quality entertainment. I'm going to give you my choice, though. Liam Neeson.
Liam Neeson
is the guy that you could make these facts about.
Right.
And they sound believable, right?
Because I guess Stallone, he's known for Rocky, he did other movies. Liam Neeson does one movie.
Yeah.
You know, different titles.
Yeah.
He plays he's the same guy.
Well, even in when he's in the scene that he has in Ted.
Yeah.
Where he's trying to buy tricks. He's the same guy he is in Taken.
Yeah.
But
it says here they're for kids.
I've been led to believe these are exclusively for children. If I buy this cereal, I won't be followed. So I can only do that one word of I can only get his voice correct with one word, but regardless. So yeah, I think that Chuck Norris passes the passing of Chuck Norris passes the crown to Liam Neeson of the guy that you don't want to fight under any circumstances, and you can believe unbelievable things about it.
Yeah.
So
Chuck Norris once went to Mars. That's why there's no signs of life.
That's a good point. I like that.
Chuck Norris can pick oranges from an apple tree and make the best lemonade you've ever had.
That's funny. That's a good one.
Chuck Norris's calendar goes straight from March 31st to April 2nd because nobody can fool Chuck Norris. Oh, man.
Did you ever watch the SNL sketch with Bill Brasky?
That's the van down by the river guy, right?
No. That's Matt Foley. Bill Brasky. I think you ever see Bill Brasky. It's just a bunch of guys talking about Bill Brasky. And they keep doing stuff like this about
him.
Oh,
no, I guess
he's
not.
He's
no.
He's the best salesman in the company. And they just keep making things. And one of my favorite ones is, I'll make it for Chuck Norris, though. Chuck Norris once rode upon a steed, perchance to spy a lady. Just random stuff like that. Chuck Norris wanted to win the World Series, so he killed all of the New York Yankees except Clay Bellinger. They beat the Braves 4-2. Stuff like that.
MC Hammer learned the hard way that Chuck Norris can touch this.
Jason Statham could be the next guy. He could be the guy after Liam Neeson.
Chuck Norris can build a snowman out of rain.
Somebody mentioned Seagal as the next guy. It's Mike in Oxford. Get out. Absolutely not. You got to be able to run like a normal person to be the person that is in this situation. You ever watch Steven Seagal run?
No, I have not, actually.
I wanted you, when we have the break, there's a YouTube clip of Steven Seagal running.
Is it that bad?
He looks like someone, like you tried to explain running to somebody who had never run before, and they didn't quite understand what you were saying. It's really bad.
Chuck Norris is the reason that Waldo is hiding.
Chuck Norris built the hospital he was born in.
He counted to infinity twice.
I knew that one.
Chuck Norris's blood type is AK-47.
Liam Neeson can run. He runs perfectly well. He runs like a normal human being. Some votes for Jean-Claude Van Damme. I don't have a problem with that. I love Van Damme.
When Chuck Norris gives you the finger, he's not being rude. He's telling you how many seconds you have left to live. Man. Chuck Norris tells Simon what to do.
That's funny. The boogeyman looks under his bed for Chuck Norris. Superman wears Chuck Norris pajamas.
Chuck Norris doesn't wear a watch because he decides what time it is.
I saw you tweet that earlier. I thought that was funny.
That's a good one. Chuck Norris sleeps with a pillow under his gun.
These are all good. Everyone,
I love them.
There's not one that I listen to and I just go, that's not funny. All of them are funny.
All of them.
They really hit on something here.
Chuck Norris's computer has no backspace button. Chuck Norris doesn't make mistakes.
Somebody says Stone Cold. I don't know who that is.
Steve Austin?
I never heard of him.
Oh, yeah, I forgot it.
Who is that?
He blocked you, right?
Who?
Stone Cold.
Again, now you keep saying that name like I know.
He blocked you on Twitter, right?
I don't know who that person is. So, Keanu Reeves. I love him as John Wick, but there's too much other like rom-com-y stuff that we can't. I don't think he can be.
Yeah, he did that movie with Sandra Bullock, right?
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't go for that.
I saw it once. It was in college.
Yeah, somebody says Dwayne Johnson. Absolutely not. Come on.
I wasn't paying attention.
Can't be him.
It's like they send each other letters.
Chuck Norris's
10 years.
bearskin rug is not dead. It's scared to move. That's a quality one. Rest in peace to one of the greatest martial artists, greatest actors, and greatest tough guys of all time. The legend. Legend gets thrown around way too liberally these days. Not in this instance. Chuck Norris, an absolute legend, and the world is a little less bright without him in it, and a little less funny without the Chuck Norris facts.
May
they live forever.
I might read a few more.
You know what? Just sprinkle them in throughout the show. Just when I'm not expecting it. Just I've just made a great point about Ole Miss baseball or Mississippi State football, and you're just like, Chuck Norris did this. Like, all right, we'll do it.
Sports Talk Mississippi will be right back in the Pearl River Resort studio. Stick with us.
Sports Talk Mississippi is brought to you by Covington County Hospital in Collins, where your health matters.
From the flatlands of Mississippi.
Sports Talk Mississippi.
Every minute worth waiting for.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Somebody's dipping into the Thunder and Lightning playlist again.
You don't own Ozzy. Nobody owns Ozzy.
Hey, on this network, I kind of own it. You see Gerard listening to him? Richard? No. I am
Richard
the Ozzy.
listening to Ozzy Osbourne?
I am the Ozzy guy on this network. You might dabble in it.
Could you imagine? Dabble? I do more than dabble.
You're a dabbler.
I do more than that. One of my 6-year-old's favorite songs is Crazy Train.
Yeah, but that's the only one. What other one are you listening to?
Well, he's 6. So
you personally.
Oh, I think Mama, I'm Coming Home is awesome.
All right.
Sweet Leaf, even though I don't partake in.
You can get one of our marijuana.
There we go.
You're gonna get one of our listeners riled up mentioning that song.
Oh, really?
Yeah, we got a friend who always asks you to play it.
Oh yeah. I thought you were going to say the other way.
No. It's a.
I wonder if that person. I need to find the email and reach back out. The person that told me that they were never going to listen to the show again after I told the story about Maverick, may he rest in peace, catching a bird out of midair. I wonder if they're back.
Oh, they're back. Nobody ever leaves. We're like the Hotel
convincing.
California.
And
you can check out anytime you like, but you can never leave.
He was pretty convincing, though. I mean, his wife was disgusted.
I'm sure that she was, and I'm sure that she continues to be as he listens every single day. So.
And the email never got to the bosses like he said it would, but he said he was going to inform the bosses that he will not listen until I am terminated.
Well, he's still listening. Don't you worry.
By the way, if he's back and your wife's listening, watching my dog catch a robin out of midair was awesome. It was sad because the bird didn't make it, but Maverick was a bad you-know-what dog, and watching him do that was a bad you-know-what thing, and I make no apologies for it. May he rest in peace.
Problem. If you're a member of the SuperTalk Mississippi bracket on ESPN, we've got 6 people tied for first place. I am currently in 27th place, which is technically
That's not bad.
It's technically the same thing as third, right? All of the people who are winning have 190 points. Then you've got, I guess, if I'm doing the math right, 20 people tied for second with 180, and I'm in the next group at 170. So, where are you, Borky? Are you looking?
I'm pulling it up right now. Yeah. I'm going to see where Derek Carr hates puppies is.
Your botched bracket, where is it?
So remember, I did 2. I did a real one, and a mascot fight is in the 16th percentile. Oof. Derek Carr hates puppies is in the 76th percentile.
Okay.
So doing okay there.
We've got some ball knowers in our bracket, because here we are at this point. If you're tied for first, you're at 99.7%. You're in the 99.7 percentile. I'm in 27th place in this bracket, in the 91st percentile.
Heck yeah.
So we've got some real ball knowers. I guess these guys have only missed one game. Let me see can I see this guy's bracket? So this is one of
You should be able to, yes.
One of the guys who's in first, just looking at his bracket. Which one did he miss? He missed. I'm not seeing it. Oh, he missed BYU. BYU got a lot of us, I think.
I went with Texas, actually.
Well, that's because you're an SEC homer, as we all know.
Well, that and
let's see here.
BYU was really hurt.
UNC got a lot of people too. UNC losing to Virginia Commonwealth, VCU, got some people too. So, but yeah, congrats to those guys though. Ball knowers, we got ball knowers here on Sports Talk Mississippi.
Apparently, we do.
You and I aren't.
No,
apparently,
no.
Our fans are our listeners.
Alabama has a commanding lead now as the clock is about to tick down to 0 over Hofstra, so they will move on. Villanova, Utah State. Villanova up 2 at the half over Utah State. And Tennessee has a halftime lead of 19 over Miami. Absent Georgia's whatever that was. Really good showing so far from the SEC.
has been pretty good. They were undefeated at one point yesterday. I guess Georgia's the only one that lost.
And
Texas.
they lost. Georgia didn't lose. They got ejected.
Yeah, they were like, thanks for coming. No, not really. But yeah, Texas wins. Texas A&M has won. Kentucky has won. Alabama winning. Auburn, did they win? Oh, wait. Never mind. I forgot.
People are going to do the Miami getting beat by Tennessee like this is the reason that Auburn should have gotten in, and I hate that crap. Gosh, I hate that crap.
Tennessee's a good basketball team. I mean, no reason to say that.
Yeah. Chuck Norris beat Halo 1, 2, and 3 on Legendary mode with a Guitar Hero guitar as his controller.
Oh, I can't do it. Yeah, that's nothing. So yeah, the SEC.
I don't like hindsight takes. I don't like
agree
that.
With you. I agree with you on that.
Coming up tonight, by the way, Clemson, Iowa. We're about to hit that midday lull. We got an hour and 20 minutes until Clemson, Iowa. Then Northern Iowa, St. John's, a 12-5 upset. A lot of people kind of like that one.
Oh, I don't like that one at all. I think St. John's will win that easily. I have St. John's in the Sweet 16. I have them beating. I had them beating a 12 seed, I believe. But no, I don't. I have them beating Vanderbilt. That's who they're playing, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I have them winning that game.
UCF and UCLA, Queens and Purdue. Queens coach, remember, made waves because he pointed out that an Auburn assistant was sitting courtside at one of his team's games recently to poach one of his players.
Maybe they should have been, working on their own team so they can get in the NCAA tournament. Dwight makes a good point. SMU is the team people should be complaining about. They lied about having their best player good to go.
Yes.
They just straight up like, yeah, he's fine. Mm-hmm. It's like weekend at Bernie's. They just propped him up. Like
They pulled what Ole Miss did with the staff, but they lied about it. Ole Miss actually got Weiss back and all that. But remember, they made it a point to let the committee know it's only Lane, right?
Yeah.
SMU did the same thing, but they lied.
They actually didn't pull it off.
They didn't pull it off. They lied.
They probably taped that guy up. They were like, come on, surely you can just walk a little.
Prairie View is against Florida. Florida, a 35.5-point favorite over Prairie View A&M.
Eesh.
California Baptist in Kansas. That's kind of not a popular upset pick, but people are...
Kansas is like
dropping a little money on that one.
They're a miserable team to watch. They got a guy who might be the number one pick who clearly is just ready to go to the pros. And, remember there was one game this year where he took himself out.
Yep. I remember that.
Old tap the head and I got to come out after he made a shot.
And his coach after the game had no explanation. Just he said he was done.
He was going to come out. Yeah.
What a joke. Furman, the Paladins.
Your team. Your guys.
The last time they were in the tournament, remember the iconic moment, buried a 3 to beat Virginia as a 14 seed. This time they're a 15 seed. They're not going to win tonight. UConn's a 20.5-point favorite.
Yeah.
And Missouri trying to keep the SEC streak, not streak, but just quality play alive.
Yeah.
As a 10 seed facing off against Miami.
That's going to be tough. That's going to be a tough game for them.
1.5-point favorite is Miami in this one.
I'm sure they are. I think Miami probably gets that game.
Which one are you most excited about? I can't...
From an SEC perspective?
Hey, Dad, I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be a lot more interested in the baseball games tonight.
Well, I'll be at Dudy Noble. 7 o'clock first pitch. I can't wait for that. As far as the games tonight go, gosh.
There's not many that are just grabbing you. Missouri-Miami grabs you, but...
Yeah, but even that one, Clemson-Iowa should be a pretty good game. Looking around here. Miami-Missouri, as you mentioned. I always watch those 5-12. I think the St. John's will play Kansas. That's correct. St. John's, Northern Iowa, Kansas City. One of those might be an upset. I'll tell you. That's a 5-12 game. That's always interesting. We haven't had a 4-13 upset, and that's not as regular as the 5-12s, but it does happen with some regularity. So we'll see if California Baptist, which is a school I learned existed on Selection Sunday. California Baptist doesn't really make sense, by the way.
What does make sense?
Well, California, you would think is probably a majority Catholic state, right? You would think. Or if it's not, Dallas Baptist makes a lot of sense. Arkansas Baptist makes a lot of sense. But California Baptist, I'm surprised. I'm surprised that's a thing.
You think about things that I don't think about, and I think about things that you don't think about, and it works.
It's almost like we're two different people.
Yeah, and it works.
Yeah, that's that. What do you think about?
Okay. Do you really want to know what I spent a lot of time thinking about today?
I don't know. Do I?
The aim point reading greens system needs to be banned by the tour.
You're right. We don't think about.
I spent
the same
about an
things.
hour thinking about that today.
We are not the same.
Everybody's obsessed with the long putters and whether or not Akshay is anchoring and that kind of thing. Forget that. It's aim point that's the problem. And you've got young kids out there doing it. It's embarrassing and it needs to go away. Forget the ball rollback. Forget the club changes. Forget the anchoring. Get rid of aim point. Yeah, I spent like an hour thinking about that today. So that you wanted to know.
I now know.
There you go. We'll be back.
From theSeabrook.com.
Check this out. Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
Our listeners, they have strong opinions. We got a lot of diehard Mississippi State fans, a lot of diehard Ole Miss fans, a lot of diehard Southern Mississippi fans, and other fans. But here's one. You talk about having a strong opinion. Here it is. Getting rid of aim point is the most asinine statement I've ever heard you make. How is feeling what your body/feet tell you about slope or break a bad thing? I suggest you attend an aim point class and learn how to use it before you make such a dumb comment.
No.
We got hardcore aim point.
No,
opinions.
I would never go to an aim point class. It is painful to watch. Horrible. Horrible to watch.
Horrific.
Well, watching these tour guys on 6-foot putts do the little foot thing and feel it and stick their finger up and then step a couple times more and do that again. It's horrible to watch. The tour needs to ban it. It's a pace of play nightmare, especially when you have more than one guy in a group doing it. Oh, my gosh. Horrible. Read the green, step up, hit your putt. The waggling your little feet. Gosh, Keegan Bradley. And I like Keegan. I know people don't like Keegan for whatever reason. I like him. I liked watching Max Homa. The aim, gosh, you know where it's going. Hit your putt. I don't see Scotty doing that.
Yeah.
He reads the green just fine. Tiger never did that. He reads the green just fine. It's awful. It's horrible.
I'm happy to read the greens for you. I'll carry you back. Well, I won't carry you back. I'll drive the cart.
It's horrible. It takes way too long.
All right.
And they're sitting here.
I don't know what you're talking about, so it's just,
Hey, Dad, I'll show it to you one day, and you'll think it's horrible, too. It's a pace of play nightmare.
I get that in, tournaments. If you're out there with your buddies, who cares?
See, but that's where it becomes a problem, hey, Dad, is hacks, weekend hacks. Even good weekend players are not good.
Yeah.
Sitting there doing aim point. It's like you can't even hit putt straight consistently, and you're out here doing the aim point reading thing.
Yeah.
Just get up there and hit the ball. Read it to the best of your ability, hit the ball, have fun. You're not good enough to be doing that kind of stuff. I've played with guys that have their yardage books, and they're looking distance to
a free throw and just shoot it.
See, and Marty agrees. It takes too long. Exactly. It takes too long. There is supposed to be a timer.
So that's what I'm saying.
On golf too.
Certainly, you could just say, look, you can use aim point, but you got 60 seconds.
There is supposed to be a time penalty. They just don't enforce it.
Okay.
They don't at all, and they need to start because it's terrible. And then you watch a guy like Ludwig play, and he's quick, man. I mean, he just gets up and plays. And anyway. I hate aim point.
All right.
Watching the Valspar a little bit today.
Again,
this is the worst thing I've ever seen.
Again, you and I did not think about the same things today. You're correct.
No, we did not. How about this? The NFL draft. Oh, and by the way, this guy buddied me. He said, it's their job, buddy.
That's right.
I got buddied. Hit dog hollers. Obviously, this is an aim point guy.
Yeah.
Which
maybe he works for aim point.
Well, it's like a system. It's like saying maybe he works for squat racks. It's like
wait, aim point is not like a
it's
thing?
not a company. It's like it's a.
Oh, I thought it was like a little machine or something.
No, I mean it's a method on how to read greens.
Oh,
and it takes forever.
Okay. I see what you're saying. Then okay, well, never mind then.
How about this? The
NFL draft. Yeah.
The NFL draft is coming to Pittsburgh. Only 4 weeks away, 4.5 weeks away, something like that.
It is April the 25th.
So, 4 weeks.
About a month away.
And it's coming to Pittsburgh. Mm-hmm. The draft, for whatever reason, and we'll get to this more in a second, it's become a big deal. Remember the story about the Nashville Bachelorettes being mad because Broadway got shut down for the draft?
I love it so much.
And the reporter that did it, one of my good friends in high school.
Uh-huh.
Kathleen is her name. She gave herself a news name. Her last name was Jacob in high school, but she changed her name because it was more newsy.
That, yeah.
But yeah, she did that story. Pittsburgh is expecting a spectacle. Between 500,000 and 700,000 visitors to the city. So distracting that the public school system will close for 3 days in the week of the NFL draft. And the students for the Pittsburgh public school system will do remote-only learning for those 3 days because they think it's going to be such chaos that the students will not be able to adequately get to and get home from school.
That's crazy. I mean, this is not the first, didn't they have this in Green Bay?
They had it in Green Bay.
A much smaller town. Pittsburgh doesn't have the infrastructure to hold this number of people. Like, okay, I mean, I guess, but that's surprising. That's just a surprising statement that an NFL. I know 500,000 people. NFL teams don't have 500,000 people coming to games. I get that, but if you can do this in Green Bay, they did it in Nashville. Is Nashville bigger than Pittsburgh? Nashville population.
Honestly, I don't know that answer. Maybe I should.
So
but
Nashville's
I do not
population
know that answer.
is approximately 700,000. Is a little bit over 700,000 people. Pittsburgh's population is it's smaller. It's much smaller. 310,000. I did not know that.
Yeah, it's on a peninsula.
Hold on. The broader Pittsburgh metropolitan area is 2.4 million people.
Yeah, but this is the city, the school system for the city itself.
That's crazy.
But, maybe it's premature. My sister lives out of state, and they had a school cancellation in anticipating of storms, and the storms never came. Mm-hmm. So sometimes they cancel school
Happens
for stupid reasons.
But we're going to have winter weather today, and it just rains.
My question is, why are there 500 to 700,000 people going to Pittsburgh for the draft?
Oh, I know the answer to that one.
But
we're freaks for the NFL, man.
And I get that. I get it. When games are happening.
Nah.
I get watching the draft. I get going to practices.
You won't get 500,000 people to come to your town when there's a game because, stadium holds 70,000. People who don't have tickets to the game aren't going to show up. But they'll show up for the draft.
But there's nothing to see, really. If you're not in the first 10 rows in front of the stage.
It's an excuse to drink. It's an excuse to hey, I'm taking a couple days off.
Do you really need one of
drink.
those, though?
Well, Look, just saying I'm going to take a day off to get hammered, your boss might be like, what? But you say I'm taking a day off, I'm going to the NFL draft. Oh, that's awesome. That's cool. Have fun.
But it's not.
I know.
It's not awesome. It's not cool.
I know this. I know all of these things, You get to bond with your fellow fans, You get to meet some Saints fans in Pittsburgh.
It's weird.
Yeah, I agree.
One of my friends that lives in Nashville went to the draft, and he was like, after 10 minutes, we were like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
It's a huge crowd that you can't – it's not like a concert where there's concession stands around the crowd. So it's just a huge crowd, a lot of people. You can't see or hear anything going on. Mm-hmm. He was like, so we went – I forget what they called the non-Broadway bar district, but he was like, we left. Went somewhere else.
Like the Gulch or something?
I don't know. But I don't get it. I will never, and I mean never, unless we go to cover it from a media perspective, which is totally different because they put you in a media room and you interview the players and all that stuff. I'm not too
worried that that's ever going to happen. So we didn't go in 2019 when there were 6 possible first rounders in the state.
Yeah.
I don't think we're ever going to.
That might be something we need to consider though down the road, but that's a conversation for the sales team, not so much for us on the air. But I will never, and I truly mean never, ever.
You would never go to the NFL draft.
Go to the draft as a fan.
What if the problem with it is what if the Saints had the first pick? I'd be mad at the Saints. Obviously, they were terrible.
Yeah, I'm not excited to go.
I would. The only time I would go, what if the Saints had the 32nd pick? I'll do that one. I'll show up and gloat that the Saints won the Super Bowl.
What's weirder?
Here's I'm going to change your mind. Saints win the Super Bowl. Drafts in Atlanta. Come on.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay, that's hilarious.
You just sit there like, oh, man, I hope it's so late. It's so late before our team picks. Oh, I'm so tired. And I'll just tough it out, though. That's what Super Bowl champs do.
Saints fans would descend on Atlanta for that. They would descend upon
that city. It'd be incredible. The Saints would try to find a way for the 3rd and the 28th pick to be the Falcons. they would try to finagle a trade to make that happen.
So he says, we were in Vegas for the 22 draft. Very boring if you're not in the first 20 rows or so. Cannot see nor hear. That's it exactly. Mm-hmm. There is no watching a player get picked that excites me enough to try to navigate.
Yeah. Marty in Portland says, had a friend that attended the draft. It's just a party. I mean, it's what it is. It's a party.
But I can go to better places and better events to party.
You just go, it's fun, and then when your team picks, you have that moment. Maybe you get a good player, I mean, you say
every player that you draft is good.
If you were there, and the Saints got Reuben Bain, you would go crazy.
I would have fun.
This is awesome.
I'd be a few beers deep, and we'd find some Saints fans. And yeah.
The Saints drafting 32nd in Atlanta is a fever dream. I would go. I would absolutely go.
Every Falcons fan you see, what are you guys picking?
Oh man, we're deep. We're deep into
a couple hours. Yeah,
we're just gonna sit back. We'll let you know.
Might as well be the second round, honestly. I mean, last pick of the first round. Is it even going to happen tonight? I don't know. I don't know why I'm asking you guys. It's not like you know.
What do you know about it? Yeah.
We'll be back. Sports Talk Mississippi.
From the
They're rolling. You're hearing Sports Talk Mississippi.
What? This is so
awesome on Super Talk Mississippi.
Last night for a school night. Apparently, by the way, I'm going to take credit for this. Somebody tweeted at me, and I'm going to take credit for this. There was a cup placed on every seat in the student section last night.
There you go.
Now, that does not mean that they were used, and that's a problem. You got to mandate them. You can't just give them the cups. You got to tell them, if you don't put it in that, I will eject your tail from the game and make you pour out all of your seltzers into the gravel over here. So take it one step further. But I'm just, hey, Dad, we're influencers. Okay?
You did a good job.
So I expect big crowds tonight and tomorrow as well. In Starkville, first home SEC series in the Brian O'Connor era. It's going to be pretty nuts.
Yeah, I would think so. We got a starting lineup in Hattiesburg to go over. Obviously, with State's not playing till 7. Won't get Mississippi State's starting lineup, I don't think, while we're on the air. But for the Golden Eagles, Joey Urban will lead off tonight and play in center. Kyle Morris batting second and playing second. Always like that. Davis Gillespie is in left. He'll bat third. Matthew Russo is the cleanup man playing first. Dre Barrett at third base, batting fifth. Ben Higdon is in right field. He'll bat sixth. Tucker Stockman behind the plate. He will bat seventh. Seth Smith, the shortstop. Seth Smith is the shortstop. That's 4 S's, in case you were wondering. He'll bat eighth. William. Oh, okay. Here we go. I can do this. Hold on. William Tonsmeyer. Let me know if I'm right or wrong, Golden Eagle fans. He's the DH tonight. Graydon Harris on the mound for Coach Kristen Ostrander's team as they try to get back on a winning track in Sunbelt play against Troy.
Looking forward to that.
Someone asked if you've been to a Saints-Falcons game. I have. Fans are rough on each other. Better not go in there with instant. I went to a Saints-Falcons game this year, and when the Falcons scored to basically seal the game, there was a Falcon fan next down there. He's just taunting everybody. I just looked at him. I was like, "Great job! You're going to pick 5th instead of 4th." It's like, "Oh wait, you don't have your first round pick, so this was meaningless." Yeah. And then somebody took his hat and literally threw it, and it fell all the way down. We were up, and it fell all the way down. He had to go get it.
See, all of you have stories from road games that there have been fans at every school, yes, even yours, that have treated road fans poorly.
Yes, 100%.
The NFL is a different animal. I don't know if I would ever take my son until he becomes an adult.
I would never go to Atlanta with a kid.
Would never go to Atlanta. It was a little bit tamer at a Panthers-Falcons game, but it was still not the same.
Yeah.
I've heard Green Bay's okay for a road fan. Like, they're a little bit more respectful up there.
Nice, you know.
Cowboys game would never, and that's not a shot at the Cowboys. And though I hate the Cowboys, I would never, ever. I've heard things about
like a real rivalry game. Like, if you're a Chargers fan and you go to a Cowboys game, you're probably okay, right?
But even still.
But, like, you would not – Saints-Falcons, that's interesting. You know, anybody going to play the Eagles, you probably better off staying at home if you're not an Eagles fan.
If you are an Eagles fan, it's still kind of not safe
great,
to go to an Eagles game.
But a Cowboys fan or a Giants fan going to play in Philadelphia, I would not recommend.
Wouldn't go. Buffalo, apparently, like, you're going to get all kinds of crap, but it's like we're here to have fun, kind of like you're not going to experience the type of violence that you do in other places, but you got to be prepared to deal with the Bills fans.
Yeah.
They'll squirt you with ketchup and mustard.
I wouldn't want to deal with that.
No, I don't think I would either.
As a Saints fan, we've probably been to 5 or 6 away games. Always buy the expensive seats, 50-yard. That's a good point. If you buy good seats, you're probably going to be okay. Because the people who want to start trouble aren't the ones paying for 50-yard line seats.
They're in the upper decks.
Yeah.
Behind the end zone in the upper deck.
Been to Buffalo. It's been a mix between the Talladega infield and an SEC weekend. Very fun. Went to Green Bay to watch my Steelers beat them years ago. Absolutely awesome, nice fans. Arrowhead was a different story.
The tailgating lots I bet are worse than the stadium.
Probably.
They're not really police walking around in the tailgating lots. You don't get kicked out of the tailgating lot.
No. Ravens versus Steelers were rough when they were both. Yeah, Ravens-Steelers.
See, that's one I wouldn't go to.
I have a friend who's a huge State fan who has said, if Ole Miss was playing the Ravens, I would cheer for Ole Miss.
That bad of an experience?
Just hates the Ravens so much. So, I don't know. That's like, if Ole Miss was playing the Falcons, I'll do the dirty bird. Yeah, I mean, I can't imagine that. So, college rivalry is usually so much more intense than pro, but not for this one particular guy.
Sports Talk Mississippi. I'm Borky. He's Hey Dad. After the news, we'll get into a college football fix, give you a scoreboard update, and more. So glad you guys are with us. Counting down to first pitch here in an hour and a half and 2 hours, depending on your game. Yeah. But we'll talk some college football.
And an hour.
When we come. And an hour.
Yeah, we got it all.
Staggered start.
Up. Yeah.
We'll be back in just a bit.
Come on. Are we going to do this? Back to Sports Talk Mississippi.
Keep rolling. 3, 2, 1.
Super Talk Mississippi.
Hour 3, Sports Talk Mississippi. Michael Borky and Brian Haydad with you. Little look at the scoreboard here in college basketball. 2 games going right now. Utah State, Villanova deadlocked in a tight one right now. Villanova leading by 170-69 with 6 minutes to go in the game. Miami's run is going to come to a very unceremonious end. They are now down by 23 early in the second half. I say early with 11 minutes to go in the game, actually, to Tennessee. A few finals today. Iowa State took care of business by 34 over Tennessee State. Alabama beat Hofstra by 20 after struggling a little there for a while. Arizona beat up on Long Island. Virginia had to hold on to beat Wright State. They ended up winning by 9, but the game was closer. Texas Tech beat Akron by 20. Game was closer than that for a while as well. And Kentucky with the game of the day, hitting a basically half-court 3 as time expired, descended to overtime and beat Santa Clara there in overtime. But right now, it's college football fix time.
The college football fix is driven by your Mississippi Ford dealers. The best-selling truck in America is built Ford tough, and it has been for over 50 years. That's right. Don't waste your time. Are you looking for a new truck? Why would you go anywhere else? Visit your local Mississippi Ford dealer today. Thank you for your attention to this matter.
Spring football underway. Mississippi State's had 2 practices, right? Just 2?
2.
So we know exactly what they're going to be like in 2026. Go ahead and.
I haven't. I know. I'm not going. I haven't told anybody yet. I'm going to wait until after the Egg Bowl to reveal what I already know.
Okay.
Makes sense.
Smart strategy.
Yeah.
What is the thing that they wanted this offseason that they didn't get?
Do you mean other than left tackle?
Well, they got it, and then the NCAA said no, and the player didn't want to fight it.
I don't necessarily know that they had it even with him. I don't know that they had that. I don't know that. I mean, they needed a sure thing, as close to a sure thing as they could get, and they didn't get it. So that's the easy answer. The other answer, oh goodness, a legitimate, proven pass rush threat. They don't have that. And honestly didn't really make a huge push for one in the portal, I didn't think. Didn't really bring in a lot of guys that would have filled that role in the first place. So yeah, that's one of the issues I have with State coming into the season is that in the portal they had two huge needs. They had circled, right? Left tackle, edge rusher. Didn't really go out and get either. I know now I've been told that the staff really likes the transfer from Florida State, Amari Williams, but this is not a proven guy. This is not a guy that your fans can just go, okay, this guy had how many sacks last year with this Power 4 team, and now he's at Mississippi State? Wow, kind of like when Ole Miss got Princely Emmanuel. Everybody's like, okay, that guy's a pass rusher. They know you knew coming in he was going to be good. He had proven he could do it. State didn't go get a guy like that. So those are the two spots where State had to get better, and I don't necessarily really know that they did.
For Ole Miss, it's two. One of them is one you already mentioned. I know that they added guys at this position, and they have Terez Davis, who apparently they really, really like. He's been in the system now. They got him in the last portal cycle, not this one, from Maryland. And they like him, and they got Kern from LSU, and they got the Miami transfer, Tommy Kinsler. So there's options there. Mm-hmm. But when they got Diego Pounds, I mean, he was Drake May's left tackle before he got drafted. I mean, starts, a lot of them. And Kern has starts at LSU, so maybe that is the guy, and I'm just kind of overlooking that. But really wanted them to go get a guy with starts, a lot of starts, good starts somewhere else at left tackle. Very expensive guy, and there wasn't that many of them in the portal this cycle. Very few experienced offensive linemen available compared to years past. But that is one thing that, as Kublik told us 2 days ago, I mean, he seems more than fine with Ole Miss's offensive line. They have the interior three back. If you look at the tackles on paper, there's a chance that they're good, but that's something that I was hoping that they would get, somebody that has a ton of experience, and they didn't get that. And then depth at linebacker. They got good linebackers. I mean, Keaton and Farrelly. Farrelly was, the ACC Rookie of the Year last year. He was awesome at Cal. Thomas was awesome at Baylor. Taj Butler and Jacoby Hobson, I think, are both going to be backups. And I like the linebacker room. I think they should have added one more. I don't know if the depth is there. And maybe it is. Again, apparently an incoming freshman is also someone they're really high on that could play right away too. But I did think in the portal class, they did really good at getting starters at linebacker. Really good. I think they could have added one more if the one more was available for them to add. I don't know about the depth at that position. Starters, great. Depth, I don't know.
Are you worried do you think it was just they just didn't go get a guy because they were happy with what they had, or did they miss on some guys?
It would have been hard to get another guy that's going to expect to be a starter considering what they added. I mean, who out there with starter caliber in the SEC would have joined a linebacker room with Farrelly and Thomas on it?
Yeah.
Not many. I mean, I wouldn't have signed. And Perkins I think is going to play more traditional linebacker this year too.
Yeah.
So who's signing up to be in that room with those guys? Not many people.
Yeah. Well, you could have found some more depth.
See, that's And Butler might be that guy.
By the
Who
way,
knows? But
for me, from my perspective, from the state guy, like left tackle and edge rusher, these are huge positions of need. You're over here saying, they could have a little more depth at linebacker. Gives you an idea of where, these two programs are right now. And that's why Ole Miss is going to be a preseason top 20 team, and why Mississippi State is going to have people asking, is this Jeff Levy's last year in Starkville? I mean, just in different places right now.
Yeah.
It's tough to answer this question about
Ant Davis, by the way, the freshman that I mentioned from Robert Kimdichi's high school, Grayson.
That's a power program. Yeah. Tough to answer this question about Southern Miss because there's so much new, right? Like I don't know enough because with Blake Anderson, they've lost a lot of players to the portal. They brought in a ton of new guys. It's almost like I got to see a lot before I can have any idea of what they're lacking because there's just so much newness down there in Hattiesburg. So.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're going to have Coach Anderson on with us soon. I've been working on that for a while.
That'd be great. That would be great.
It would be fantastic to talk to him. So, what did LSU not get? Do we know?
William Eccles.
Yeah, but did they? Was that a real I don't know if need because obviously. What's the word I'm looking for? You want to have a good defensive tackle. Like nobody's turning that down, but are they lacking at that spot? LSU defensively last year was.
Aren't they lacking at defense? Isn't that a problem for them?
I don't know. Where's Marty? Get in here, Marty. I thought they were going to go. I thought you were going to say Kamarion Franklin. Isn't he the one who put? Who was the one who put
It was Eccles.
It was Eccles. Okay.
Eccles was trying to troll LSU people.
He trolled his own fans.
Yeah, because he got an offer from LSU that was nuts.
Yeah, well, I'm sure he did.
So did Deuce Alexander. So did Kiwan.
Oh, I'm sure they all did. So.
There's going to be a book written about that saga one day. I hope so. I hope somebody really writes the book on that.
It would be difficult to write, I think, because
not enough people would talk on record.
Not enough people talk on the record. And I don't want to read a whole book about off the record stuff. I don't want to read that. I gotta have names associated with it. Kejuan Lacey said, "I was offered this," and don't know if he would do that because then at the same time he's got to answer the question. Well, what did you sign for? What did you take?
What was it? The state of South Carolina that was trying to ban those deals from FOIA requests,
and
it got shot down by the governor. Actually, got to the governor's desk and he vetoed it.
Yeah,
I think it was South Carolina. But yeah, I mean, my guess would be it's around over 2.
That he took or that he was offered?
That he took.
And what
he was offered more.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. What do you think he was offered?
I don't know. I don't know the exact number. I know it was more.
He didn't really like Kiffin and Kevin Smith because money's money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's 1 year of your life. So it tells you that he really didn't like Kiffin for whatever reason.
Also, leading up to I don't think he'd have a problem with me sharing this, leading up to my conversation with Bryson Sanders, and he touched on it too in the interview. Kejuan, I know it's weird because he transferred himself, but he was kind of encouraged to transfer, if you can believe it.
Yeah,
is a loyalty guy. He didn't want to leave unless he had to.
Yeah,
he just wanted to stay where he was. He was happy where he was, regardless of coaching staff or whatever. Interesting stuff. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll be back.
Come on, SuperTalk Mississippi. Check this out. Are you ready? Yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi.
Rumors spreading round in that Texas town about the shack outside the game. And you know what I'm talking about. Just let me know if you wanna go to that home.
30 minutes from, or just, I guess 40 minutes from first pitch in Hattiesburg. So 6:30 first pitch tonight in Oxford.
Yes.
So an hour and 10 there, and then an hour and 40 until first pitch in Starkville. They staggered these games like it's the NCAA tournament. Like, what are we doing here? We just get first pitch. So baseball all across Magnolia State. All three of our teams at home tonight. Ole Miss trying to go ahead and win the series after a great first game one. Hunter Elliott really sharp last night. Good hitting. Defensively, like I said, a couple errors, but they didn't hurt them. And Kentucky's an interesting team. Like, I don't know how good they really are, but they're ranked 15th. They swept Alabama last weekend. They're playing good baseball right now. Ole Miss just beat them up last night. I mean, 5-0 is one of the, you don't say this very often in baseball, but like 5-0 doesn't tell you how that game.
It wasn't close.
The score was much closer than the game was.
Kentucky
was never in it.
Never. At no point. They were too busy dancing around in the dugout.
Yes.
All the hate that was directed at Tennessee needs to be directed at Kentucky. Now
that Vitello's gone, yeah.
Especially now that Vitello's gone. I mean, the only reason why people don't hate on Kentucky is think like dogs. And now I know this does not apply to all of them, but pit bulls are notorious for being dangerous dogs. Mm-hmm. Tennessee was a pit bull. You look at him and you kind of had a weird feeling at first. Mm-hmm. Kentucky's a Chihuahua. Chihuahuas bite more people than pit bulls do. Mm-hmm. They just don't send you to the hospital. Mm-hmm. So you don't really notice. You don't pay attention that Chihuahuas are meaner than pit bulls are. That's Kentucky. You haven't noticed. They're just over there yapping in the corner. But now that the pit bull he's gone now, the neighbor moved away, and now your other neighbor has a Chihuahua, that's all you hear is that stupid thing barking all the time. Barking, digging out from under the fence and running up and attacking your kid while they play in the front yard. That's Kentucky baseball. That's how they act.
They're a Chihuahua.
They're a Chihuahua.
Okay.
They're an obnoxious Chihuahua. And one of those Chihuahuas, too, that has, like, weird teeth that are, like, sticking out. It's not even a cute one. It's just, like, an ugly Chihuahua.
Oh.
Hey, have you seen them?
Oh, I have. I have 100%. Yeah.
Was it when they were getting swept in Starkville, they were doing the conga line in the dugout? Wasn't that Kentucky?
That was last year, yeah.
I mean,
that was the first series after Parker took over. And, yes, they were still all those but I tell you what, I'll give them credit for one thing, right? When you're going to do those kind of antics, you have to commit to the bit. Doesn't matter what the score of the game is. You've got to be doing those antics. You can't be like, okay, we're losing, we got to shut it down. Nope. We're gonna do this no matter what. This is who we are.
But why is that the case, though?
I don't know. I'm just telling you, if you're gonna have a bit,
you don't have to commit to the bit.
I say this all the time.
You're not doing the BTA thing if you're down by 20.
You'll see like a fake Coach Golding account pop up, right, or a fake Coach O'Connor account pop up. And for the first week, they're trying to make little quips about everything, and then a couple weeks later, they're just retweeting, Benny Johnson and Cat Turd. They stop committing to the bit. It just becomes a burner account. Commit. So if you're going to be up there with your obnoxious dancing and your silliness, okay. If you want to be about that life, be about it. And because here's the thing, they're going to hate you no matter what. So maybe make them hate you. Who knows? Maybe you get somebody upset, and then they're mentally takes them out of the game. You never know.
But it clearly doesn't. It doesn't work that well. You have to be good first. And I know they went to
Omaha 2 years ago.
But they're not like...
They were in the tournament last year. For Kentucky, they're good. I mean,
for Kentucky,
outside of Cohen winning the SEC there, they have not had a ton of success.
But would they not be as good if they just acted like a normal baseball team in the dugout and not like some third-rate USSSA team from a town you've never heard of that snuck their way into your tournament and they go 0 for 5 on the weekend?
Well, they're like
God, do you hate their parents?
They're the Dollar General version of the Savannah Bananas right now. Like, they only do it in the dugout. They don't have all the craziness on the field that the Bananas do.
They are a super low-budget Savannah Bananas.
Exactly.
It's exactly what they are.
Ole Miss does the love is gone thing regardless of the score. That's true. But that's a little different.
One thing.
That's also, it's a little different, yeah.
It's just one thing.
Somebody asked if hopes the Whistler's not in Starkville. I'll be surprised if he's not. You just got to not hear him. You got to find a way to tune it out. It's doable. It's one of those things like if I'm watching a game, I won't hear him until I hear him. Does that make sense? And then once I hear him, I can't stop hearing him. Usually somebody on Twitter will say something like, "Oh, there's that dang Whistler." And I'll be like, "Oh no!" And then I hear him at that point.
I know we do talk about it every year, but it's mystifying that they encourage that. I couldn't go to games and sit near him. I couldn't do it.
Well, it is what it is. And at the end of the day, and I agree. But I agree with some of this. But like it is a game.
It's not a game, though.
Oh, it's a game.
Oh, it's not a game.
It's still a game.
Nick Mingione's making how much money and his team acts like clowns?
That's fine.
But here's the thing about it. It's just a game thing.
It's supposed to be fun.
You can have fun and not act like a jack you-know-what. Because it's not just a game.
A jackfish?
A jack...
A jackfruit?
Rear end. A jack-o'-lantern.
You're speaking of committing to the bit, you just won't say that word. You just won't say it.
No.
We got
It's
Gerard
a family show.
Gerard says it.
The kids are in school when Gerard's on the air, though.
Some are. I'm just saying. But they listen to the podcast, and and they hear him say it.
But it's not just a game, though. At that level, at any level, there is a level of respect that you need to have for yourself and your opponents. My son, I don't think he's into baseball. He might end up being, but right now he doesn't care about it. Mm-hmm. If he were good enough to be recruited, and Kentucky, what are some comparable programs to Kentucky? Auburn, maybe?
Something like that. Yeah.
Kentucky, Auburn, Clemson are all calling him.
Yeah.
He will get to make his own choice. I will not make a choice for him. If he asks my advice, do not go to Kentucky.
Yeah.
Because I will be embarrassed sitting in the stands watching you do conga lines when you're getting your rear ends kicked on the actual field.
You're just a big stick in the mud.
No, there's a thing called decorum that we've lost it in politics completely. Just gone. Dead. We don't have any sense of decorum in our political arenas anymore. I like that you have a national steakhouse chain, no free shout-outs, or they're having a dress code again. Good, because people don't dress
There's a
well.
national steakhouse chain that has a dress code now?
Yeah.
I have to Google this. I haven't heard anything
no free
about
shout-outs.
Is it one that I've ever been to?
100% you've been to one. It's a nice one, but...
I have not been to that one.
Oh, really? Okay,
Yeah.
But still. Because people dress like morons.
Yeah.
The last really, really, really nice dinner I've had, really nice dinner, there are people at the fancy, white tablecloth, fancy place wearing T-shirts. It's like, what? Don't you want to look presentable when you go somewhere that's worth being presentable?
I gotta go against you on this one. If I can afford to eat there, why do you care what I'm wearing?
At the end of the day, I ate and had a nice meal.
What kind of grown man is looking at another guy's clothes? Like, it's one thing if you're wearing a shirt that's obscene or something. But if I'm in there wearing a Mississippi State T-shirt and a pair of shorts, and I can pay for my own meal,
I don't
have a problem with that.
It's an indicator of societal rot that we're not willing to look presentable in public anymore.
It's the Ole Miss guy saying this.
You're pointing the wrong way.
It doesn't matter. I can't figure it out.
There it is.
There. Anyway,
just drop the one that's going the wrong way.
It's the Ole Miss guys look at these people wearing T-shirts. Put on a suit, darn it.
It's just you can be presentable. You can have respect, but it bleeds into everything. Yeah. People in my neighborhood, there are more speeders in my neighborhood than there ever have been. People don't respect their neighbors anymore. We've lost it completely.
Always been a dressy affair at the Sizzler. Hey, Borky, you want to go to Sizzler after this? I disagree with you on this one. I don't have a problem people wearing whatever. If I can pay to eat, as long as I'm paying for my meal, I can wear whatever I want. long as it's, within reason. I shouldn't come in a thong, but,
Immediately hits my head, the thong song.
Yeah, I'm just saying, that would probably ruin your meal if you saw me in that.
Man, the late 90s, early 2000s were awesome. Remember that song? It was played on the radio.
Yeah, it's good times.
What was it, Cisco?
Cisco. Yes, correct.
So stupid. We'll be back, I hope.
From theSeabrook.com.
Let the broadcasting of the disturbed continue.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Super Talk Mississippi.
I'm going to read this dress code. Not going to give you the restaurant, but I'm going to read this thing. I think you overstated what this dress code is.
Oh, it's just
it says
statement that it exists.
Kindly remove all hats when entering the restaurant. Guests wearing ball caps will be asked to dine in the bar lounge. Oh, okay, I'm a little iffy on that. I mean, what if I just came from a baseball game?
Then take the hat off.
Have you ever seen your hair after you're going to sit there with hat head?
Or then go home and shower before you go to the nice restaurant.
This is not that nice of a restaurant.
No, it's not really. It really is. One.
All right. The other thing it says: following attire is not permitted in our dining rooms: gym wear, pool attire, tank tops, clothing with offensive graphics or language, revealing clothing, or exposed undergarments. All right. First off, I want to know what there are women who wear nice dresses that are revealing. What is revealing?
So
define revealing.
The next thing, we got a text on it, too, the Houston Rodeo having to do a dress code because of some of the stuff that people were wearing, and I agree with them, too. It's disgusting. Why would you leave the house wearing that?
Most of the stuff in this, I agree. If you go out to eat at a sit-down restaurant, you probably shouldn't be wearing gym shorts.
Yeah.
You definitely shouldn't be wearing swimming trunks.
Take your hats off.
Tank tops, I can get behind that. Put some sleeves on. Anywhere, you can't go anywhere and it should be allowed to be wearing offensive graphics or language. I'm sure some places do, but you shouldn't be allowed to. And then exposed undergarments, I can't stress how much. That's the one where I'm just absolutely, I agree with you. I don't want to see your drawers.
You'd be surprised at how common that is, though.
Oh, I go out, I see it, but I just, yeah.
Especially at the Houston Rodeo.
Yeah.
I don't know if I ever want a daughter. That's
I have two of them, yeah.
But yours seem wholesome and just normal and wouldn't leave the house wearing stuff like that.
No, my youngest.
Really?
No. She tries to get away with some stuff.
Does she really?
Yeah. She's a teenager, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah.
Sometimes I'm like, are you wearing pants? Yes. Well, why can't I see? Put some pants on.
Oh, man. So the SEC 8-1 so far in the NCAA tournament. Florida, a 1 seed still to play, so they're very likely to at least get 9. So a good showing for the league this year.
Not bad.
You guys remember Jack Hughes, the hockey hero?
Oh, yeah.
He wants his puck, the game-winning puck. He thinks it needs to be either in his possession or he should decide, or his team should decide what happens to it. It is currently the game-winning gold medal winning puck that Jack Hughes scored is currently in the Hockey Hall of Fame. Ironically enough, and this fact is kind of funny, the Hockey Hall of Fame is in Canada, and they have a full display dedicated to the United States.
That is funny.
Winning the gold medal, and that is funny. But Jack Hughes recently said he wants it. Like, hey, I want the puck. I think it belongs to us. So can I have it? This is the statement from the curator of the Hockey Hall of Fame. Unfortunately, in the easiest words, it was never Jack's puck to own. It's been donated to us. For every artifact that's been donated, we have paperwork and a paper trail of where it's come from. He is not getting it back. Jack is also advocating for Megan Keller, who scored the gold medal winning goal for the women. She also doesn't have her puck either. Mm-hmm. I think that's BS. USA Hockey and Jack Hughes and Megan Keller should decide what happens to that puck and whether or not it goes to the Hall of Fame.
I got to agree with you. I don't like that at all. You know, you think about like baseball, they make a pretty big deal out of the historic stuff. Like if a fan gets it, they try to get it to the player, and or you know, they make it where because if a home run goes out, you own that ball. That's your ball if you caught it, right? So they have to make a deal with you. Like, hey, if you give us this historic ball, we'll give you tickets and you can meet the player, blah, blah, blah. This is a little different because, you know, the puck never leaves the playing surface. But, I mean, he did score that goal. He deserves to have that memento. Now, I guess you could say, look, you've got your jersey, you've got your stick. You know, isn't that enough? I don't know. I think he deserves the puck.
And you know what probably would have happened is he probably would have ended up letting them have it anyway.
Yeah.
But now
that's one of those things, though. It's like, oh, I can't have it? Watch. Yeah, okay, I bet I can have it.
Yeah. I think I've told this story before. One of my best friends is a direct descendant of Shoeless Joe Jackson.
Yes, you have. Oh, yeah, you have told us, yeah.
And the Baseball Hall of Fame calls them all the time for years asking for stuff.
Yeah.
And every time they say no.
Yeah, it's like, when he's in, you can have it. So,
but also he might get into it.
This begs the question, and I'll ask you a question here. So Canada has this, is what you're saying.
It's in Canada.
How long until there's a Truth Social post? Demanding. Or there will be sanctions. How long? Over under on days. 2.5?
I promise you, if Jack Hughes took that to the Oval Office,
it would happen immediately. It would happen immediately.
Give him his puck back. He won it fair and square.
The loser Canadians are trying to keep American goods. I'll tariff that too.
Fair and square, although hockey rink's not square. No, and how many people know that? You would think it'd be square. It's not square. It's round in the corners.
I think I agree with this. If those were Canadian, if the Canadians had won,
Crosby would get his puck.
Crosby would get the puck
if he wanted it.
If he hit the game, if he had the game-winning goal, he'd have the puck. I agree. This is petty, and normally I like petty, but this is what I don't like.
Is putting your foot down for the sake of putting your foot down because you're mad that he beat you. That's
exactly correct.
It's exactly
what it is.
Speaking of the president in sports, did you see that he signed an executive order today giving Army Navy guaranteeing their own time slot? Now, again,
I'm excited that we have so little going on in the world that the president has time to do this.
An executive order doesn't actually make that law. Like, they still could, but Army and Navy have been lobbying for that, though. They're afraid that their game is going to
get swallowed up.
Yeah, become an afterthought with schedule changes. I do want it to have its own time slot. America's game needs to be the sole focus of at least a television window. Even if you play a playoff game before it, like have a noon kickoff, and then Army-Navy, and then a night kickoff for playoffs, honestly, that'd be pretty sick.
Oh, yeah. You mean Army-Navy at noon, and then the playoffs immediately start after that.
Or because they want that mid-afternoon
Well, you
slot.
know the best part about that though, is Army-Navy is going to be over in 2 hours.
Yeah, I mean, you know exactly when the game's ended.
They throw it 6 times combined, all right? The clock runs in Army-Navy. You don't have anything to worry about. If you're sitting there like, I'm worried about this 3 o'clock kickoff. No, you got no worries, my friend. You're going to be just fine.
Man, 601-879-4395.
One of our listeners said they're going to post to the president right now. Mr. President, you got to step in. You got to get our puck back. That's our puck. That's America's puck. You think you can just take our puck, huh? And there won't be problems. There won't be sanctions. We've sanctioned for less. I promise you that.
Somebody's asking, what if Army and Navy are in the playoffs? And that's something that they've got to kind of figure out. They've got to figure that out because the schedule is going to change some.
Yeah. Your friend Borky should just send the Hall of Fame a pair of cleats saying that Shoeless Joe Jackson wear. Send them like a brand new pair of Nike cleats.
That'd be so
and say,
funny.
like, all right, these are some of his cleats.
Especially now that he's eligible, if they still don't vote him in, I would do that.
Just send him a brand new in-the-box pair of Nike or Adidas cleats. Like, game worn.
Signed, too. And
it's just like a sign. It just says, Joe Jackson.
Just get like a 12-year-old to write it on there.
Send him that and like a brand new Louisville Slugger.
Yeah. a metal bat.
A glove that is just so stiff it has clearly never been worn.
And a catcher's mitt, too. Just
a brand new White Sox hat, still flat brim, got the sticker on it. The game worn. This is from the 1919 World Series. You jerks.
I need to call him the second
That's
week.
A hilarious idea.
Oh, that's so funny. They built him a Hall of Fame in Greenville to throw a middle finger up to
Saints owner Gail Benson to visit the Pope in Rome. It's only fair.
Man,
we are the Saints.
When you said Saints
owner
Gail Benson.
Don't get your hopes up like that. I would have had a much different reaction. It would have been
hoping the next
Boogie!
word you would have used is visiting Todd Graves to discuss.
No. Maybe the church is going to buy the team. We are the Saints. You know?
And when they go marching in.
Think of the branding that we could have. And we were talking yesterday about St. Bernard.
Yeah.
Every Saint could have a lot more, if they had an NFL platform. I'm just saying, Your Holiness. Think it over. The church has got the money. That's an NFL franchise? That's a rounding error to the church.
Yeah. Sports Talk Mississippi. We'll wrap the show up with you next.
From the Venable.
Sports Talk Mississippi. Here's more. Super Talk Mississippi.
Borky, Chuck Norris was once bitten by a deadly king cobra. And after 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra finally died.
You remember E-Bombs World?
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
There was E-Bombs World. There was a...
CollegeHumor.com.
College Humor.
The Prank War. We should do that.
Yeah?
No. Do you remember how that thing went?
No, I don't.
Like the third to last one, the guy... the guy went to a baseball game with his fiance. The other guy paid to have a proposal announcement on the Jumbotron, and the girl broke up with him because he's like, "I'm not trying to marry you."
Oh.
And then
back when you didn't fake that stuff, when you actually did that stuff.
Yeah, and then the revenge one was the guy went to a college basketball game and he got the crowd to cheer because it was like a blindfolded half-court shot for $500,000. And he went out there when the guy was not there and said, "Hey, everybody cheer when he shoots no matter what happens." And so the guy thought he won $500,000, and the guy came out there with the check, was like, "Hey, what's going on?" And he realized he had been had. It's incredible.
Oh, my gosh.
It's incredible. Yeah, the prank war, it just escalated. So that's what happened with us. I'd end up, I'd get you an email from Ole Miss saying, "You're being honored as alum of the year. Please come to Vaught Hemingway."
I know that would be fake because the journalism school can't even call me.
Well, I'm just saying. And then, you get out there and actually, it's just Sunter and Perkins ready to hit you.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I would take that. I would take that over the shunning that I have received from the School of Journalism at Ole Miss since I graduated.
They've shunned me too, apparently, because I was told that they were going to call me about getting up there to speak, and it has not happened as of yet.
That happened to me too. I was supposed to speak at a class years ago.
We should speak at the same time.
We really should.
Yeah,
but that would. Y'all know how to get me. Y'all know how to find me.
They probably don't know how to find me, but my email is right there on.
They don't want to find me. That's the funny part. Is they're not proud of me.
I heard you were going to be on that panel that they're doing.
I would be a great addition to that panel.
How to gain trust back into the media.
I would love to sit on that panel.
Michael Borky that's a name and a man you can trust.
More so than the other.
I'm just saying.
I'd be the most trustworthy person on there.
You are. You're very trustworthy. You got a trustworthy face.
See? But, I get why they're not proud of me. I wasn't exactly I didn't win any awards.
It doesn't matter what you did before. It's what you do now.
When I was in school.
Richard Cross got his then girlfriend, now wife, to take a test for him or something. What are we doing here? They love him.
Well, yeah, because he lives there. And
I'm just saying.
Oh, man. The Ole Miss women won their first-round game. They got outscored 29-13 in the fourth quarter and still won by 15 points.
They had to have,
emptied the bench.
Yeah, it's like everybody gets to play. They were up 30. There's no way the starters were still in, so, yeah.
Somebody says, Michael the Bama hater, you made a lot of friends with the Rod of Society statement. You may need to upgrade the restaurant. And also, apparently, you deserve a raise as well. So,
hey.
Even though you disagreed with me and he liked what I had to say, he still thinks you should get a raise. That's why our audience is so awesome.
Yeah, we're equal opportunity here.
Somebody says it's because it's radio, so uninformed. That's why I don't get an invite, because I'm on an uninformed platform.
I knew it.
That's what it is.
I was aware of it.
That is what it is.
Yeah, well.
Chuck Norris knows Victoria's Secret.
Oh. Chuck Norris can slam a revolving door. That's a good one. I saw another beard one. Chuck Norris's beard is not a chin. It's just another fist.
When Chuck Norris jumps into a pool, he doesn't get wet. The pool gets Chuck Norris.
The pool gets Chuck Norris. Exactly. Oh,
what was it? Total Gym, right? Is what?
Yes, Total Gym. Yes.
He and who was it?
It was Christy Brinkley.
It was Christy Brinkley. Guys,
talk about somebody still throwing 98.
I know, man. Even at her age, good Lord.
Her being Jerry's
That's why
wife,
I don't get invited to stuff right there.
Well, it doesn't matter. Let me tell you something right now. If you thinking that Christy Brinkley is still a beautiful woman is the reason anybody doubts you or hates on you, live in that, all right? Because you're the correct one. Maybe the best casting ever was her as Jerry Gergich's wife.
Oh, it was the best. And then when he had his doctor's appointment?
Yeah. This guy had nothing going for him. He had the hottest wife a man could imagine, yes.
She loved him unconditionally.
She loved him unconditionally, yeah.
What a life that we're all chasing. Hopefully chasing some wins this weekend in baseball. We will, of course, talk about that with the coaches coming up on Monday. Also, anything that comes up in the NCAA tournament and anything else going on in the sports world this weekend. Hey, Dad's going to be locked into the Valspar. I know it. So he'll have a full recap for us on Monday also.
Plenty to talk about for that aim point.
It's horrible. That's it for us from the Pearl River Resort Studio. We will see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. Be safe out there. Enjoy your baseball. We'll talk to you then.
SuperTalk Mississippi Media Production.